Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil God.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on a second.
The fact that he called us the year after that would make him the year 2000 problem, yes?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
I just finished.
Okay.
Anyway,
Congratulations.
well, kind of like that. Anyway, my dad went to Albion College.
Are you serious?
I'm serial.
Albion College. I broadcast their football and basketball games
Unbelievable.
for a couple of years.
Speaking of broadcasting, it's a shame that Harry Carey isn't around this year.
Isn't it? That's what I keep saying. It's a real shame that all the crap that he put up with, although he did get 84 and 89, they did win the division, but all the bull crap that he went up with, what a sensational year that they're having, and now he's in a box.
That really frosts my ass a little bit.
That's right.
I tell you, I'm from Detroit, but I've been to Wrigley Field, and it's a real town. Chicago is great.
Yep.
Chicago's just unbelievable.
You're right.
That'll never happen here, ever. Nothing like that will ever happen.
Well, because there's no atmosphere here. I mean, PP Park's not a bad stadium, but there's absolutely no atmosphere out there, and the people who are there know nothing about the game, and they're not into the game, and it's like any other sporting event. Most of them are posing, and they're out there to socialize and get drunk, and they haven't got the foggiest interest of what's going on, and that's the nature of what it's all about.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
So, they give those tickets away, and even a lot of times then people don't show up. But, 12,000 right off the bat is automatic because they're corporate seats.
That whole thing is disgusting.
It is.
I don't even really want to talk about that.
If it happened in any other real sports town, which this is not, like I've been saying for months now, there'd be revolutions in the streets, and the sports writers would be leading those revolutions and making the people psychotic.
Absolutely.
And here it's like, well, we're pissed at Wayne, but who cares?
It makes me want to puke. I had a friend that came down last night from Port St. Lucie.
Yeah.
To see Ronald McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
And I just refused to put my butt in one of those seats. I went to opening day game, and I booed Wayne, and that was good enough for me.
Excellent.
And
when that Republic stock is dropping like a bomb.
You should have a list of things that Wayne owns so we could, not, use them.
You mean like National Car Rental?
And AutoNation and, other things.
And what else? That's a good idea. Maybe we can get some people called in and give us some enterprises that he's involved in. And of course, we sure don't want to buy that Republic Industry stock and that Florida Panthers stock because it's dropping like a rock.
Yep. So I'll add, AutoNation, Pier 66 Hotel, various other things. I was watching Classic Sports Channel the other day.
Yeah, it's a good channel sometimes.
Yeah, we're getting a free sample on Comcast for a couple weeks.
Right.
And the other day, I caught the 9th inning. I tuned in, and it was a 68 World Series with the Tigers and the Cardinals.
Right.
And I swear, I'm not sure, but I think it was Harry Carey doing the game. Did he used to do Cardinals?
Oh, sure. He did the Cardinals for years and years, from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Oh. And then he started screwing around with Augie Bush's wife, and he got canned. No, that is true. It's a true story.
Well, I tuned in, and I just caught the 9th inning, but I figured it was Harry. It sounded like him, and it just gave me goosebumps because I'm from Detroit, and I remember that series. And
Cubs win! Yeah.
That's great. Yesterday, you're not going to believe this one, Neil. I just tuned in a little while ago, but yesterday I had my teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
And my dental hygienist is a babe. And we were talking and stuff.
And she was in your mouth?
What?
She was in your mouth?
Yeah, and the chair vibrates now, too.
All right.
It's unbelievable. But we were talking about things to do and stuff like that, and she said she would like to go to
the Allman Brothers concert. Hold on.
Please, thank you.
Okay, hold on. All of a sudden, everybody's big Allman Brothers fans, man. Where the hell are they? Oh, and what the hell am I? I never even dawned on me. You know what? Instead of them, you know what should immediately come to mind? The moment that you hear that music? You do know, don't you, mister? Huh?
Dime, why you do this to me?
That great scene in The Exorcist. That poor priest sitting there in the bar, I've lost my faith. I don't know what to do. He reminds me of Al Martino in The Godfather. And, of course, the other priest wouldn't slap him in the puss like Marlon Brando, so he just continued being an old fag priest. Or young fag priest in his case, Father Karras. No relation to Alex, by the way. It's 11:41 at 560 WQ. And, by the way, that just dawned on me. That's who Fat Joe looks like, Alex Karras. Hey, if you love a great cigar... And the drug manufacturers. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Going once. Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, Neil. First time, long time.
Uh-huh.
That guy that had to be shocked back probably was so shocked from the partner he was with, that's why he needed to be shocked.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I called about you were talking about people in the national anthem not standing up. And that's one thing that fires me up, and then I get pissed off.
Really?
They just, I mean, you go to a lot more hockey games than I do.
Yes, I do.
I know I have sat in all different sections of that arena, and it's terrible. I mean, really disgusting.
They don't stand during the national anthem?
I'm sorry?
They do stand, but now they're like talking, and there's all kinds of disrespect. There's no respect for anything anymore. People are just rowdy and out of control. You're right.
Absolutely. I took some German clients of ours to a game last year, and I was embarrassed. I was absolutely embarrassed.
Was this during the playing of Deutschland über alles or the Star Spangled Banner?
Well, you get the message anyway. It's just absolutely rude, these people. I don't mind them not standing, but if they have to be talking and joking and laughing, save that for someplace.
Right.
Anyway, can I fuck up for a couple tickets there, Neil?
No, I don't think so. This guy wants to go see the Allman Brothers?
Oh, Canada, you think that you're in luck. You stole our all-star game.
And then there's always...
Oh,
no, not to get out of there. There's always... See, there's a great national anthem, but nobody knows the words to it. And what I really love is like when they play hockey in Montreal and they sing it like, they sing part in English and then they go into French and then back and forth and back, and you haven't got any idea what they're talking about. And guess what? Neither do they. But it's a great national anthem, and certainly much better than that stupid Star Spangled Banner. I mean, can't we get like Gary Glitter to do a new national? Oh, we already have? If I had to hear Gary Glitter one more time, that may put me over the edge. That may keep me in the house forever. One great reason. We don't have to have a top 10 list. Here's a top 1 list of why you don't want to go to sporting events, because Gary Glitter. Da-da-da. Oh, look at that. Just knocked. Oh, here we go again. He's knocking the table again. I just knocked all that crap on the floor. The poor Pope will never be the same again. Just knocked his schmata off. Look at that. He's getting a helping hand there under the schmata from Father Toole. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Well, actually, I'm in the Grove now, but you were talking...
Like I said, let's go to Coconut Grove.
Exactly. Hey, at least here we're a little bit more comfortable. You were talking about the sporting events that last gentleman that called.
Well, what do you mean you're more comfortable? Well, what does that mean? You're more comfortable in the Grove?
Not standing for the national anthem. When I go to Pro Player Stadium, for the Dolphins game, they do shush and stand for the stupid prayer.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Do you stand for the prayer?
Oh, hell no. And I don't sit there and shush.
We can't find one person who stands for the prayers at the football game. This is astonishing. We better get a search party.
A friend of mine who goes to the game with me does stand for the prayer and tells me to shush. I'm being disrespectful to his beliefs because I don't sit there.
Well, start making a lot of noise. Havana Gila. Just start making a lot of noise. Singing dumb songs.
Exactly. Hey, I was listening to Stupid Talk the other night, and I heard something that totally grossed me out. You remember when they did the thing with the snowballing? They had the thing. They were talking about shrimping last night.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
You are with, with another guy.
Oh, toe sucking?
What?
Toe sucking?
No, it's
George
shrimping.
says it's toe sucking. A little too close for lunchtime for my, God.
That's felching, not shrimping.
Felching?
Yeah. It's not a real thing.
How about fetching? How do you know it's not a real thing?
Good point.
How do you know?
I don't.
Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Live in a very sheltered world who thinks he knows something about anything which he doesn't. Oh, wait till Monday, by the way. Monday's the day. It's Labor Day. George is going to be doing the show for 4 hours on Monday. Mr. Smarty Pants. And you can educate him as to what life is really all about. Seriously, you really think you know something and you know a little bit, but you're like so far on the edges of reality. You really are.
Just because you don't want your gay fantasies violated.
My gay fantasies? Oh, boy, you're the last part of any gay fantasies I got.
It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's for goddamn sure.
You think
yeah, Oh, here's Homestead. Hello. Homestead.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
First time, long time.
All right.
I was just calling to see if you could figure out who is trying to emulate who, Rick Sanchez or Brian Norcross. Can you imagine those two on the same station?
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have an open line in Dayton, one in Broward. What did he say? 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's 11:56 at QM. Hank Goldberg from Shula Steak 2 at 2. We got Jim Mandich. Yes! From 6, come on, 6 to 7:15 with his Potty Mouth Sports Show. And then we got college football. Who is it? Virginia Tech and Auburn, a couple of losers like that. Anyway, it's 4 before. You talk to some real callers? Huh? 3 more? Trace Moss? So how come we don't play the, what would they play? They certainly wouldn't play the Cuban national anthem at SPIC events, would they? What would they play?
What's a SPIC event? A cockfight?
Yeah. What national anthem do they play there? What? We give away 6 already? I saw you counting out 6? Oh, like I said, only 2 more pair. Boy, you better milk those real good. If your car 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. And this is good, little meatball and cheese from the insides. I'm sucking out the insides of a meatball and cheese half a sub. Hey, this is good. I might just get this every now and then from Chuck. From our friends Chuck at the Sub Center over there across the street. Kitty Corner on 441 and on Ivesbury Road. Good people over there, man. They deliver the good stuff. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy Thursday.
And back to you. It's a great day for the Irish.
Oh, yeah.
And the Jews ain't doing too bad either.
I'm sorry?
And I said, we're not doing too bad either.
Yeah, great. Good to hear it.
Whoever we might be.
Yeah. Hey, I've been listening to you on and off this morning. I don't know if you discussed this guy's trial who started this morning with Jimmy Rice.
Have I discussed it? No.
I don't know if you had
I read the article about how they say that there's some other guy that did it, and they're going to bring him in kind of like in a Perry Mason scene, and they're going to bring this other guy and say this is the murderer?
Right. He said that this guy who's not convicted, the accused, says that he would rather die in America for a crime he has not committed than return to Cuba.
Yeah.
I don't know if I brought him up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
We'll take care of him.
Okay. Neil, one more
thing. We'll grant him his last wish, yeah.
I was watching your show last night with a female friend, and I always hear you asking, why is it the women hate me like poison?
Yes, sir.
And we were watching the show, yucking it up. We thought it was great.
And then
you were reading the article in the National Enquirer about Bill Clinton. And when everything was funny until you said the Bill told her to sit down and shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
And then I was cracking up. I look over at her, and she had a real serious look on her face. So I think it's as women, I don't want to generalize, but from my experience, don't have as good a sense of humor as guys.
Fucking bitch.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Slap around a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Neil, any way I can stop
Yes, sir. Hold on. Okay. How did I know he wanted him? But that was a good story, though. How about that?
Fucking bitch.
She must know Pat. I mean, so what the hell's wrong with calling some nasty broad a bitch?
That's the American fucking way.
Amen, sweetheart. You said it. And she ought to know. Oh, speaking of the TV show, by the way. God, I'm getting this stuck in my throat. And the cheese, too. Ever get cheese stuck in your throat? Oh, I got a great line for that if you know any Hispanics. But anyway, Whammy on Friday. Is this starting tomorrow? That we're going to be out at 9:30 and 10:30, and that 10's is moving to 8 o'clock? Or is it 8's that's moving to 10 o'clock? 10's is moving Fridays. God, you're killing me with this stuff. Little piece of cheese went down the wrong tube. Ooh, there it is. Hold on. Wait. Ooh, beauty. But not still in there. God, watch this man choke to that. This wouldn't be the first time. Oh, here it is. Oh, how gross. Kind of tasty. But at any rate, so 10's is going to be on 8 o'clock on Fridays, and we'll start being again 9:30 and 10:30 like we should have been all along. And then, what else? What was the other thing?
They didn't go to the Rod Stewart concert.
Oh, and they did not go to the Rod Stewart concert. Well, they probably had more important and enjoyable things to do, we can only hope, for their sake, than see Rod Stewart. Oh, saggy, old, ugly, washed out, could never sing a song anyway. Maggie, mate. Yeah, he's great. Him and Jimmy Buffett. We have an open line at date, 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Only one pair left, and then we can take some real calls about Mark McGwire McDonald and talk to some of the people who were at the ballpark last night, those 45,000 screaming wild people who didn't go home with the ball or any money, but maybe had a good time, I would hope. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I went to the game last night, and the baseball game, and I'm one of those few and proud that like to drink and socialize there. I'll tell you the truth, the baseball games are more tame than the football games are. Cause
by far, by a long
You got
time.
a lot more rowdy people.
You want to know why? Because there's no tailgate parties that get you drunk before you walk in.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I love drinking beer, don't get me wrong, but there is a mellow... The crowd is definitely a lot mellower.
Yep.
By the way, the game was all right last night. I had a good time. Hell, I even drank a beer with a Jew, and I think you guys are pretty cool people.
Oi!
All right, that's all I had to say. I'm out of material.
God bless you, sir. Okay. Go get another couple of cases. We have an open line. That was a real case. Open line and date 5670560. Although I will say this, if you're going to go to a Marlin game, and especially if Mark McGwire McDonald ain't playing or somebody like that, or Sammy Sosa, you might as well get stoned, huh? Stoned, drunk, whatever. Because why else would you go there? In fact, why would you go there, period? Setting aside the Mark McGwire thing, why would anybody go there, period? Now, this team is going to lose way more than 100 games. Wayne has slapped you in the face, just butchered you, and carries on like a crybaby. Well, they're not going to build me a stadium. You're goddamn right we're not, Baldy. And they still go there, and they continue subsidizing and buying that crappy food in the stands. I don't get it. I just do not understand it. Davey, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
Great.
True baseball fan here. I went to the last two Marlin games.
Great.
And Big Mac is just unbelievable. But any true fan that was there would tell you it brought tears to his eyes to watch those home runs.
Mm-hmm.
But on to bigger and better things with that prick Huizenga.
Of course, it usually does bring tears to your eyes when you watch the Marlins. Yes.
No kidding. Listen, why did he put a fence up where those two home runs were hit the night before so nobody can get a ball so he can keep it for himself?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that fence was put there for?
Absolutely right.
And here's another thing for you.
He's got his whole family up there searching for balls.
Yeah, his family has no balls. But I want to know one thing.
In fact, I heard that one of the sons has been doing that for a long time. But anyway.
But he just bought a house in Nantucket, right?
For $7 million, right.
More than the payroll of the Marlins. So this potty mouth that keeps crying poverty.
Right.
He's got more money, knows what to do with. What he should do is just sell the team and give it to somebody who really wants it.
We can only pray that these stories about John Henry being on the verge of buying the Marlins are true. And like I said before, hopefully he's got a few $1 million left over to buy the Panthers.
I hope
let's
so.
send this bald-headed bastard back wherever he came from, to Chicago or whatever.
He needs to go.
To stick his head in the dumpster.
That's where he belongs.
Have a great day, pal.
Thanks, Neil.
Well, there's a guy timed it right. He went to the last two games, and Big Mac hit 2 on Monday or Tuesday and 2 last night. Nice going, Big Mac. Even if you are a boring guy, he's okay in my book. We finally got somebody who's, a good guy, that's all. I mean, what more do you need to say about him? He's a good guy. He's got a bad complexion. He's boring, but he's a good guy. He's treated the media he's handled the pressure tremendously well. Good for baseball. Good for America. There you go. That's what Ronald Reagan would say. He's good for America at a time when we need something good for America, right? I guarantee you, Monica Lewinsky, you don't have no dress with Mark McGwire's squirt. I'll guarantee you that. Oh, she does? When's Mom bringing that one out? Now, see, there you go. You think that those baseballs are valuable souvenirs. 9 minutes past noon at 560 WQM if you're paying.
Get down on your hands and knees and lick my boots.
I mean, don't you once in a while take notice when something like amazing happens? When somebody is making a major achievement, even though he didn't just discover a cure for cancer or something, that's going to last in the history of all time as far as the human race, except in the record books of sports, which isn't that important, but nevertheless, they don't care. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Hey, Neil. First of all, I want you to know that I stand up during the prayers of pro player, okay, and I'm proud to do so.
Why is that?
Well, because I don't go into church. Church is man-made, okay, and I don't go sitting there depositing anything at all, including money into something which is going into the Pope, and he can invest in the stock market. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
So I go there. Second of all, Mark McGwire.
No, you didn't answer my question. Why are you proud to stand for? I don't get it. Why should there be a prayer at a football game?
Well, it's just the fact that, that I have my own personal beliefs. They're my own. I don't belong to any organized religion. And for me to be able to have that moment of time where I could sit there and do that, why not?
Well, in other words, you must have a very busy life. You don't have any other moments of time where you can do that?
Well, no, but I'm just saying that, I also, I pray that, especially at a football game with how violent it is, that somebody doesn't get paralyzed like Reggie Brown from the Lions last year. Remember, against the Jets?
What does that have to do with saying a prayer?
Well, just saying a prayer that nobody gets, hurt, like paralyzed, something like that. Just even putting a prayer out for somebody, it's just an extra moment to be able to
God
do that.
God is watching over the football field.
Okay, so it's commercialized to be able to have a moment of prayer, at a
It's got nothing to do with commercial or anything. It has to do with how silly that is, that if there were a God, he'd be looking out over guys who are playing football.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
And I also want to say that, Mark McGwire, Yeah, you're right. He's a simple guy there, and you want to know something, though? He's going to transcend the record books because, I don't know if you read the article in the Sun Sentinel today about what he's doing about abuse, about the PSAs, and he's the first one to come out and do a PSA about child sexual abuse.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that right there alone, and the fact that he won't go and he won't be like Jose Canseco and the rest of those assholes and sit there and charge for autographs, and he won't sit there and do autograph signings, and he actually goes into these memorabilia places, calls these guys assholes and says, hey, that's not my autograph, don't buy it, and put it down. And, he actually does that, and he actually cares.
Right.
And that's what I like about Mark McGwire is that he cares. And you know what? Because of that, and because he's a human being, I think that personally when he breaks the record and he's going to be the one to do it, I think that is just going to be better. And you know what? Maybe we'll have something else to remind us during this time, this year, besides Monica Lewinsky down on her knees. I think maybe we'll have something else good to remember instead of something else bad. Thanks, Neil.
Okay, Bubba said it was pretty good. We have an open line in Broward, 560. Oh, listen, just wind him up and let him go. He was wound up like a goddamn alarm clock. Let him, when in doubt, spin it out. The Dow's down 79. It was over 100 again, but it's all over the place. And the NASDAQ's down 14. I'm just keeping you abreast. If you're not near a TV set, if you don't have one of those little ticker things, I'm just letting you know it's not all that bad. It's not good. Europe took a dump overnight. Japan, all that Asian stuff, they're having real problems. But, who cares about a worldwide recession? As long as we got those baseballs to sell. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
Hey, I was just calling about that guy I called her about Wrigley Field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad just moved up there. He lives about a block and a half away from Wrigley Field.
Oh, great. Good neighborhood, too,
Oh, it's great. And, it's the only place, no places down here in Miami you can walk out of the stadium and, get a drink or get a nice meal or something. You walk out of Miami Arena, you get mugged or something.
Right.
So, that's all I want to say.
You don't walk out of Miami Arena. You run out of Miami Arena.
Yeah,
you
run
the car and you go as fast as you can.
Yeah, but you should take a trip up there and,
we did a couple of shows from Murphy's Bleachers, which is right across the street from, this is a few years ago, right across the street from Wrigley Field.
Oh, yeah, I got the cups and everything from there.
Right,
yeah, I
great
went up
place.
there this summer. My dad and I went to a couple games.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah. Great
real
field.
people. Have a great day, pal.
You too.
Yeah, that's a real place with real people and a real city and the real downtown there, the Loop, because like I told you, they stuck all the Schwarzers out way there in the suburbs. And, that's just the way you got to do it. Well, no, there's a lot of affluent black people in Chicago, and of course they can afford to live wherever they want, which is fine. I think that anybody, whether they're, no matter what, if they can afford to live in a nice neighborhood, great. But, if there are people who are like, schleppers, no matter whether they're black or white, let the white schleppers live out in the trailer park and let the black schleppers live out there in Cicero and Maywood, wherever the hell they are. Cicero. What's the other one? Washington Park and Sportsman's Park. Cicero is one, and the other one is, come on, Homewood. Let's go to Miami. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hi, long time first time, long time. Neil, listen, I want to talk to you about a few things. First of all, you were mentioning I'm a Colombian spick, 25-year-old.
Colombian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I am. This is Alex. I haven't called you in a long time.
Any good drugs?
No, I don't do drugs.
Okay.
Neil, you mentioned something about a certain amount of percentage don't know who the three legislative branches are.
Yeah.
It's the judicial, executive, and, oh boy, I had it and I just forgot it.
The
legislative,
yeah.
Judicial, and executive.
Right.
Neil, one thing I want to talk to you about. It doesn't matter who breaks the record, Roger Maris's record. A lot of people are going around saying it's Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire are going to do it. It doesn't matter who, as long as it gets broken, right? That's what it all comes down to. That's why everybody's excited, right?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is everybody...
Well, whoever does it, that's the person that's going to get the attention. It's not being done by somebody anonymous. It's not like...
No, but what's going on is the main reason everybody's excited is because the record is going to be broken.
Right.
So it doesn't matter which one of the two players are going to break it.
Well, it depends on who. It depends. I think they're both going to break it, but it depends on who you're rooting for.
Also, which leads me to my next topic. Are you a fan of Bill Clement?
Bill Clement?
Right.
Who does the color on the hockey games?
Right.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is pretty good. And you know what? Last time when they show the highlights of Mark McGwire hitting 50 and 59, I was telling my uncle, I said, you know what? I think Mark McGwire has a good shot of making probably up to 70 home runs.
Yeah.
And I was just telling him nobody else has the balls to go out that far. And guess what? I turned it to ESPN, and Bill Clement was doing the color. Was doing the announcing for the game that was on. And then he happened to say, Mark McGwire has a good shot of making 70 home runs. And I'm thinking to myself, he's the only one who has the balls to go
He's the only one with the balls. I always said that Bill Clement's got to give a big pair.
He's really good. And, Neil, I'm glad you gave me the chance to talk to you.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember me. This is Alex.
Yeah, whatever you say, Alex. Have a great life.
Bye.
Okay. Alex, who used to call back on the old station, and now Alex is back. Okay, we have an open line in Dade, 567-0560, and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Where are we going? Here's a mobile in Tamarack. Hello? Mobile in Tamarack. I know you're there.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Neil.
Hello, sir.
I would like to attribute this to Wayne Huizenga, the new homeowner in Nantucket.
Yes?
There once was a man from Nantucket whose bald head looks like my ass if I plucked it. He said with a grin, I'll only sell the Marlins to Don Smiley, who calls me daddy while he sucks it.
Huh. Oh, well, you were talking about that toe sucking before, weren't you? What was that called? We have an open line in Broward.
Shrimping.
567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Well, there are a lot of things that could be called shrimping, depending on size, I guess. 1227 at 560.
Radio 560 QAM.
Hey, yo, man, what's up with your sport?
Oh, my God. Oh, that's right. It's a sports channel. It's a cable channel.
Sports channel. I watched the whole game last night.
If I would have had any brains, which I don't, I would have looked at my satellite TV week, seen that it was on. I would have taped it. I'd have had the calls of the home runs. What a moron I am.
That's
God.
what I did.
What a bozo I am.
Anyway, I'm only 57, so I never got to see Babe Ruth play. However, my dad had told me that in those days when Babe Ruth played, they did not have the ground rule, double rule at that time, and that there were home runs hit in ballparks that bounced into the seats.
No.
No?
Absolutely wrong.
Okay, rolled under fences?
No.
No.
No way.
Okay, well, that's what, when you see Babe Ruth pictures of him, you do see balls bouncing into the seats, but he had told me that. Anyway, I subscribe to OnSat.
Tell Poppy's full of crap.
I subscribe to OnSat.
Yeah.
And inside the OnSat, in the sports page, it tells you every game that's on, every channel it's on.
Oh, I know that.
So I was able to watch it last night.
Well, I don't get OnSat. I get satellite TV. We would just change the format from that big magazine to like a real small one, which I hate with those grids.
Right.
But at least they still do the sports thing in the back. And if I would have thought, if I would have looked and used a little, which I don't have.
Yeah, well,
no
that's what I did last night.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, Dale.
And have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Yep, see, it's a bunch of crap because Wayne wanted to give us the Tampa Bay game so that we could fill the stadium for him last night, and you all dutifully obliged, and I don't blame you, $45,000 so we could make the extra bucks. Because Wayne don't want to give you nothing for free when he can stick some money in his own goddamn pocket. And like I said before, this man is a cancer on this community. He has turned out to really show his true colors. He's gone a long way from doing the hokey pokey and cheering with his wife Marty there at the Panther games during the big season 3 years ago when he was putting on a big act like being a real fan. Who the hell are you kidding? And then he comes out here a couple of weeks ago and says, well, I really don't understand what people get into sports for, why they become such avid sports fans. I don't get it. That's for damn sure, Wayne. That's the damn honest, first honest thing you've ever said. You don't get it. Not in the least bit. Yeah, we're sports fans so we can make you a lot of money. That's what it's all about, because we feel sorry for you.
Loan me $50.
I mean, anybody whose stock is dropping like a goddamn rack and down to 15 and something today, oh, baby, you need all the help you can get. But there goes the market again in gear in the down direction. We have an open line in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Pembroke Pines, hello.
Is this Neil Rogers, the foot doctor?
Uh-huh. Open line in Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Where are we going? Miami, hello.
Hey, Neil, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for making your call, sir.
All right. I'm one of the unfortunate ones up in Boca that can't get your show on TV.
No, it's great, man. Everybody in Dade and Broward loves it, and they're laughing at the people in Palm Beach County.
I got one of those guys to make me a tape. So tonight, finally, I'm going to go home and watch a couple of the shows on TV. But
okay.
I hope you can extend into the Netherlands up there.
We're going into the Netherlands, yeah.
Well, that'd be good, too.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the guys at the game last night, and I tell you what, it was fantastic. I brought my kids there. Went to the game early for a change.
Yeah.
Watched batting practice.
Uh-huh.
He knocked out 4 in batting practice. It was like an arsenal of cameras and everything snapping away and everything. It must be pretty I don't know how this guy doesn't feel any of the pressure, but it's pretty incredible. But finally, I just wanted to say, this is now maybe one of the only true sports heroes kids can look up to. Everybody complains of no heroes.
That's right.
He's worthy of it.
Amen.
So
He'd
anyway,
be worthy.
I'm out of material.
Okay, thanks.
Take care,
I'm glad you had a good time, pal. Yeah, he'd be worthy, man. And this guy calls me yesterday. Oh, they should admire. Yeah, is that the best you can do? Yeah, for right now, that's the best we can do. You jackass. This guy with his Elie Wiesel crap yesterday. I'm going to... Yep, I'm inspired. You're a bad influence. First it's the food, and Mom's going to be real upset, boy. She's going to be pissed off and fired up. Well, I'm smoking these too fast, by the way. They're almost all gone. There's only a few left of these great Perdomo Reserve from Nick's. Man, are these great. These are they're just like little torpedoes. These are just the right size, and they're just the right, not too strong, not too mild. They're just like right in between. And they fit in your mouth just the right, you know what I'm saying? Perfect. Let's go to Hollywood. Hello.
Only 3 more days till the George Rodriguez Show on 560.
Okay, thank you. One of your people, he'll be calling. Open line a day, 560, huh? No, I don't mean that. I mean one of your crowd, one of your followers, one of your devotees. Sure. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line, 23 to 1 at 560 QM. Hank Goldberg from Shula Steak 2 from 2 to 6. We got the Mad Dog coming up from 6 to 7:30.
All right.
And 7:15, then we got Virginia and Auburn. Is that right? Virginia? Is that it? Where is it? Oh, boring. Virginia at Auburn? Oh, my God. 7:15, and then Ed Kaplan after the game to take some more idiotic calls from idiotic sports fans who have no idea what they're talking about. You know, Charles Alfieri knows what he's talking about. 43 at 560 WQM. Eric, who's a real chronic faxer, but generally good faxers at any rate. He's got something to say, doesn't he? He says that guy can pray any damn time he wants. We don't need to take time during a football game to worship his crap. We've sent men to the moon and cured diseases like polio, and he wants God to protect the football players. What is he talking about, says Eric. What a moron. He was a representative of the kind of assholes that make up America. Thank you, Eric, he says. Oh, now, what the hell is that thing that I found finally the other day that I've been looking for? That you're welcome thing? What is that under? Why couldn't I find that before? It's under what? Well, what does that mean? How the hell do you spell
Why that?
Oh, you know what?
You're welcome.
How would
I wonder
you
I
spell
can't
it?
find anything in here. I'd spell it like it used to be, like your Y-O-U-R, you know. Spell it. As in...
Why?
Did you spell it like that? Anyway, 16 till 1 at 560 WQAM. This town is on fire, baby. The fever, it's like a gigantic tornado. The big white tornado was swept through here, and nobody gives a crap, except those people that were there. And, of course, they're pissed off they didn't catch a ball. Or one of the ones that he hit. See, somebody also called Ed Kaplan. There were a couple of people that made sense. That's what frosted me driving home from the track last night. A couple of people called and made sense, and Ed got very incensed and hung up on them and got psychotic. And then a bunch of other assholes that he hung up and got psychotic, and rightfully so. But one guy made what I thought was a pretty fair point. That is, Sammy Sosa is under a hell of a lot more pressure because he's got a team that's contending for a playoff spot, a wild card.
Silent movies and the Marx, you know, the Three Stooges and the Marx Brothers and all the old stuff, you know, while you were eating there.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you had remembered that place.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't think it was ever there.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Open line and Dade. Yeah, the good old days. I started coming here like in 68 and 69, the Galt Ocean Mile in Fort Lauderdale, back when there was a spring break and back when there were like living and breathing people here, young people under the age of 100, and where there are all these great restaurants. Oh, geez. See, there you go again, being an old fuddy-duddy trying to live in the past. Yeah, what's wrong with trying to live in the good parts of the past? And, of course, nostalgia. Like the famous. I'm going to tell you, was there ever a better restaurant in this town? I mean, it's hard to compare like steakhouses to delis to other kinds, but all around, just generally. And please don't tell me, Joe's or the Rascal House or the Forge. Please stop. Was there ever a better restaurant than on Washington Avenue, the famous? Was there ever?
No.
No. Before your time. Of course, you wouldn't have. Yeah, you like Jew food. Oh, my God. The famous. Used to be one of my first sponsors on KAT. Then they tried to bring it back, and that was a disaster. They tried a couple of times. Disaster. Ersatz, make-believe. But the original one, you'd sit down and they would bring you first all the big bowls of dill pickles, great ones, not soggy and crappy. And they would bring you for soup, matzo ball soup or kreplach soup. They'd bring you big tubs of like stuff to put in there. And fried kreplach that just to die for. Oh, my God. Big portions. You'd walk out of there with a heartburn that could kill you and a big smile on your face. And you'd be all the way home. It was great. The famous on Washington Avenue. Good God, was that the best goddamn place in the history of the human race? Won't see that no more. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Okay.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
All right.
I was just thinking of something the other day. It was pretty interesting. Not too long ago, we had a situation with Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas. And I think, if I remember correctly, the Republicans kind of jumped all over Anita Hill and was kind of going against her and was taking Clarence Thomas' side.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah.
Now, the other side of the coin is the same people that were doing that are jumping all over the president.
Yeah, but you can turn around and say the other way, that the Democrats were jumping all over Clarence Thomas, and that now that some of them are trying to make excuses for Bubba being a whoremeister. Yeah, I mean, you can say that either way.
Right, that's true. But the same Republicans, if you look at the names coming up, are going after the president and saying, okay, for Monica. It's just ironic.
Yeah, but you notice now, though, that like Newt Gingrich has backed off and don't want anybody talking about his private life, and even Dan Burton, that self-righteous asshole from Indiana that was screaming and yelling a few weeks ago, now he's starting to say, well, I would be the first to confess we've had problems in my marriage, and it's none of your damn business what they really are, but yada, yada. See, this is the way life is. This is real life. You look into anybody's closet, and there's all kinds of skeletons and things crawling around in there.
You're absolutely right.
And they're none of anybody's goddamn business.
Right, and you'll see the bottom line to this whole thing is I think the ones that are going to keep quiet now are the ones that have the more skeletons.
That's right, like Newt and the good old Congressman Dan. That's right.
Newt has plenty of them, so. All right, just a thought. I appreciate it.
And have a great day.
Thank you, too.
Like I said, Senator Dan. We have an open line. Now what I said, open line in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a lady in Homestead. Hello. Lady in Homestead.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
Okay.
It's my first time calling.
Great.
I just wanted to know if you can make my day a lot better by playing the Scottish Bagpiper skit.
The Scottish Bagpiper skit? Which is called?
When he talks about Lottie.
It's called Playing
the Bagpipe.
All right. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, sweetheart. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, and don't play him too much.
Hi there, boys and girls. Today, we've got a very extra special friend stopping by to show us all about something really special. I hear him at the door right now. Come on in, Mr. McMack.
How are you, laddie? Hey, brought by something I wanted to show you.
Ooh, I wonder what
Here
it is. It looks like an octopus with a kilt on.
It's me bag, boy.
Ooh, your bag?
Hey.
Ooh, what? Can I touch it?
Sure, go ahead.
Ooh.
Run your hands out.
That's soft.
Hey,
It's
like
really
velvet.
soft.
Hey.
What's this right here?
That is my blowpipe.
What do you do with the blowpipe?
You blow on it, lad.
You blow on
Hey,
it?
you put your mouth around it and you blow.
Oh, can I do that?
Hey, would you like to blow my pipe, laddie?
Oh, can I?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Come on, lad. You got to put your mouth around it, lad. Don't be afraid it's not going to break.
Like this?
Hey, that's a boy. Stick it all the way down your throat there.
It's getting bigger.
Hey, that means you're doing it right.
What's this over here?
That's me chanter.
What do I do with that?
What you do with that, laddie, is you put your both hands on it, you cover the hole, and you run your hands up and down the shaft real quick.
Ooh, it's making a noise.
Hey.
Like that?
Hey, run your hands up and down it there. Now what you want to do, laddie, is you want to blow on the pipe. You want to squeeze the bag nice and gentle. And then you want to run your hands up and down the shaft real quick.
Okay.
All together, all at the same time.
Okay, here we go.
Good, laddie. Hey, that's good, lad. Sure. Hey, it's good, laddie. Keep blowing. Blow harder, laddie. Harder. Squeeze the bag. Squeeze more. Run your hands up and down the shaft. Quick, faster. Run your hands up and down, faster. Blow. What are you doing? You're playing on my bag.
Can we do that again?
After I catch me breath, maybe.
Hey,
There we go. Hey, y'all, my name is Clarence Eugene Thomas, President Bush's nominee for the Supreme Court. And you know, there's lots of people out there that think just cause I smoked a little marijuana when I was in college. Hell, it wasn't nothing but a pen joint. Maybe a cigar-side joint. I don't remember, y'all. That they don't think I'm fit to be on the Supreme Court. Hey, I got the munchies. Let's do this quick and get out of here. I want to set y'all straight. When I start reviewing the law, I don't just review the law. Hell, y'all, I'll be toking. And I toke it to the east, and I toke it to the west, and I toke it while I look up Sandra Day O'Connor's dress. Okay. I'll be toking. Let's go burn one, y'all.
Come on.
12:53 at 560 WQM. I guess this would be a good time for us all to admit here that we're smoking weed on the air every day, not just ordinary cigars. Well, you know, Nick's provides a great cover for all of us because they do make the best that nobody else out there is ever going to get their hands on. Wouldn't it be something if they had smell-o-vision and they could smell the aroma coming through the radio? Where are we going? Let's go to Boca. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
How the hell else do they think I can get through 4 hours of this? I'm doing okay.
I thought you were going to the spot there. You fooled me.
Not me.
I heard your story this morning about that lady at the track.
Yeah, what do you need 3 for?
Oh, God. Why does everybody have to butt their nose into everybody else's business?
Yeah, and she's standing over this other woman's shoulder who's just doing her job. She knows me. I mean, the other woman, I go every week, and she's very nice to me, gives me the programs. And this other bitch all of a sudden is like supervisor, making sure we don't give out one extra free program too many because that extra $2 that they're not going to get might put them into bankruptcy. And by the way, they're making some money up there.
That program is worth $100 to the track with you guys and your guys.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely correct, sir. In fact, in my case, since I bet mostly Hazel Park a lot more than I do Pompano, it's worth plenty of money. It's worth about $15-20 a race times 11. You figure it out.
Dumb bitch.
Yeah.
And listen,
what do you need 3 for?
Speaking about butting in, is when George is doing the show, is Bluff going to come in there and help him program it?
No, he's not. In fact, we haven't seen Bluff in a long time. I knew I was feeling good for some reason. We haven't seen hide nor hair of that geek.
You know, George, if you'll work with Bluff, you can get peaks of 20 shares.
Yeah, that's right. Or you can get peaked with something. Have a great day, pal.
Later.
See ya. That's right. Just like Paxton wanted those peaks of 20 shares. What is a peak of a 20? I don't know, but it sounds good. Here, seriously, you got to give him credit for one thing. I mean, he's a total phony and a sham. But here's a guy that started in Newark, New York, Buddy Bud Paxson, who was a nickel and dime make-believe broadcaster at a station called, what was it? I should have asked that guy before who was from Newark. It was called, was it WACK? Was that it? Wacky Radio in Newark? I think that was it, WACK. And this guy fell into a bucket of crap with that home schlock network because he had some little bogus radio station on the West Coast over in St. Peter somewhere, and they couldn't make any money. And so he started selling, they had all this trade-out merchandise, so he started selling it on the air, auctioning it off on the air. And it went over like crazy. So we thought, well, hey, let's turn this into, and then they turned it into a TV show, and it wound up with a home shopping network and made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And then bought up all those radio stations and destroyed every one of them and sold them and made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Now he's got this Paxton out there putting crap on the air, and because there's no overhead, he's paying absolute no money to anybody. He's going to make hundreds and hundreds of millions more. So it goes to show you that being so smart ain't always where it's at. Sometimes people who are dumber than sawdust, people who are total phonies and full of crap, as long as they're slick and glib and got a good line of BS. Right, Greg? Hey, by the way, when George is on Monday, he's got some real exciting news about his bonus, don't he?
No.
Yeah. Well, Monday, you got several opportunities. In fact, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Knowing the kind of kidder that Greg Reed is, he's just waiting until you're on the show doing it Monday. And he'll walk right in here with that white, ugly suit of his and say, hey, guess what? I didn't want to do it while Neil was here and take a lot of crap from him. But here's your bonus check, George. You're doing a hell of a job. And keep it up.
It's a holiday. He's not going to be here. Nobody will be here.
Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. 4 minutes till 1. Yeah, you're going to be keeping that in mind, aren't you? Nobody will be here.
Right.
It'll be a skeleton crew. And, of course, we know Joe back in the other joint. He's smoking some good stuff, too. He's looking at all those NASCAR magazines. What am I? I'm reading the log here. I don't know what the hell I don't know what I'm doing. Too much of this bad weed. That's it's killing me. Too much bad weed. Okay, let's go back to the regular cigars next week, Nick. 12:57 at 560 WXD on it. That's a real man that puts a woman on there first to like do a fake voice so he can get on and not get on the air. Nice work, sir. Here's a lady in Miami, maybe. Hello. Lady in Miami.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, this is Evan's mom, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
Good. I have, first of all, I heard you talking that you like coffee ice cream. Ben and Jerry's now have...
Please, I don't want to hear about it. But now I understand why Evan is so fat.
Oh, yeah, I did a good job on him. What can I tell you?
That's not funny.
Well, I can't help it. We're all like that. But
Yeah, of
Ben
course
and Jerry's...
you can help it if you make an effort. Don't do it. Stop killing your son.
I know.
You're trying to kill me now with Ben and Jerry's newest, which I love Ben and Jerry's, but I don't care. I don't want to hear about it.
All right.
And have a nice day. Okay, Evan's mom. Isn't that sad? Is that pathetic?
Well, you know who killed my fat friend?
Yeah.
Somebody was bringing him food.
All his good friends?
No, not us.
Who were force-feeding him?
No.
Who?
We were doing our best.
Well, who was bringing him the food?
I'll give you a hint. He was Jewish.
Not Ma. Huh? Was Ma force-fed?
Get the honey, Junior.
What was Mom doing when he died?
Eating.
No. Making him food.
We have 2 open lines today. Well, it was good for the, after he died. Jews like to sit around and celebrate, eat a lot of food after somebody dies, just like the Italians do. 2 open lines a day, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. In fact, if Evan were a stockbroker, he'd be perfect because right now they're putting a question on here with the market taking it up. Where's the hedge is the topic. And if he were a stockbroker, they'd walk in and say, hey, Evan, where's the hedge, hog? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. She thinks it's funny. Here is a person who thinks that fat is funny. Loss away. The Marlins are 1 loss away from about 333. In other words, losing twice as many as they've won.
Yep. And they've already set the record for most losses.
Oh, yeah, by long since several days ago. Yeah, by...
And I'll tell you, you're right by giving up your Dolphins tickets and not going.
Yeah.
There was, 48,000 last night? Nowhere near football capacity. It was a cluster mess getting out of there.
Yeah.
It sucked. I mean,
it's a pain in the ass, the parking thing and then going in, all the beer-guzzling drunks and the invocation and all the baloney, and then usually a disappointing game and the same old crap, drive 80 yards down the field and then get stalled on the 3-yard line and kick a field goal and no secondary. I mean, it just got to be so ponderous, the same predictable thing year after year after year. Who the hell needs it when you can sit home in comfort and watch it on TV?
Yeah, and you can pick and choose who you want to enjoy it with.
Exactly, and also pick and choose which game you want to watch when you got the football package. There actually might be a good one on there.
Yep, and you can't change channels with the game. If the Dolphins are getting blown out, you're there.
Right.
So, good talking to you. Take care.
Have a great day, pal.
Bye.
And then, of course, the deal is at the Dolphin games when there's 75,000 people there, and if you do leave early, which, believe me, many a game, most games we left early, unless it goes into overtime or something like that. And right away, the Monday they're calling in, we saw you left early. Yeah, well, too bad. Too stinking bad, okay? Who the hell wants to put their life, take their life? It's bad enough just driving on an ordinary pedestrian day around here without 75,000 people all trying to drive out of one location at the same time, like a bunch of animals. I'm going to tell you who the worst drivers are. Not the illegal aliens. Believe me, many of them are really bad. But the worst drivers as a group are women. Now, that's a big group, but the worst driver... And you want to know why? Young women, old women, they share, not all, but many of them, one thing in common. They are scared crapless. And the worst driver, besides an intoxicated driver, the worst driver is a scared driver. Terrified. They're squeezing the wheel so goddamn hard that there's practically blood coming. You almost see the blood dripping from the steering wheel. And they're like looking over their shoulder and just do something, okay? Just either get out of my way, pull it off the side of the road, do something. And there are so many of these women who are just scared of their own shadow. And, of course, the old women, what do you want? They're like, their hair is there. The top of the blue hair is up to the bottom of the steering wheel. They're sitting on 4 pillows and 2 telephone books. And they're like peering out over the top of the dash. Welcome to Florida. Here's a mobile in Key Largo. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I have a whammy spy report.
Yeah?
There's a particular young lady that's going to have her own talk show. Did you know that?
No, I did not. Monique is doing a talk show?
That was apparently planned from early on, but they shelved it.
Oh, they shelved it? Thank God.
I heard on a radio station, and I won't say
Power.
which one, that she was on there. And
she was on Power 96 because somebody saw her ugly puss in the hall this morning.
Exactly. She was on there, and she was saying that it's going to be a no-holds-barred adult language show. I thought that was pretty odd considering you can't even say the S word.
Right.
So,
She's full of crap.
Neil, I swear to God, I've never seen a more uglier woman in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not funny. She has absolutely no talent.
She's not just ugly, she's annoying is what she is. I mean, she's somebody who thinks that she's funny and entertaining, and she is not, and she keeps trying harder and harder to be funny and entertaining, and she is neither of the above, and she's just an impediment.
I hear people on the radio.
Which is why, thank God, we got Stephanie on there doing those cut-ins now, those interstitials, and, what an improvement that is.
Okay.
Have a great day. See ya. So it's not going to be on, is what you're telling me? It fell through?
No, it fell through in the beginning, but it probably will be happening, later.
Wow.
She's a stand-up comedian, is what
She's
Mark
not
Mosley
funny.
told me.
She's embarrassing. Anyway, they like her in that mall. We have an open line in Dayton, one in Broward, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. El Paseo, myself. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Do you know when the Hockey Fest is?
Do I know what?
When the Hockey Fest is going to be?
The Hockey Fest?
Yeah, the one they hold every year.
I have no idea. I'm sure it's on my schedule. Do I have my schedule in my pocket? No.
Yeah, it should be on the schedule.
I don't have it in my pocket, though.
So you wouldn't know if it's going to be at the new arena or not, then, I guess.
I would assume it would.
Oh, okay, great. You never
Well,
been
wait a
to
minute.
any?
Georgia's got... I don't go to that thing.
Really? It's pretty good.
Georgia's got the schedule in there. Does it have the Hockey Fest on there when they do that thing and they bring in the pubic? How about bringing me that schedule? I might find it. Mr. Georgia got one. I'll let you know. Okay, we're waiting. George is taking off his headset. He's walking very rapidly to the door, handing me the schedule. Why the hell do you have a Panther schedule? I find that most amusing myself. Rookie camp starts the 5th, this Saturday. You already know that. And then training camp starts a week from Saturday the 12th. And Hockey Fest, I don't see anything on here about it. I do not
Saturday,
see
September 19th at the arena on top of the ice.
Saturday, September 19th. Oh, that must be in very small. You see, they put some stuff on here you can't read.
The following Wednesday will be a banquet.
And the following Wednesday will be banquet. Who's that, Rimmer?
Sam.
Sam? Sam from Venezuela? Sam the Scam? Oh, my God. Sam actually knows something, much less responded to something we talked about. There you go, sir. September 19th at the new National Car Rental, yada, yada, yada. Wayne didn't pay for it. We built it arena. We have an open line in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on our prestigious AT&T wireless line. Boy, I can't keep my hands in this, baby. It's rolling all by itself. I got a cigar that's like hopping around the goddamn building. There must be something. Maybe there's like those Cuban jumping beans in here. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello. Cutler Ridge.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
I went to the game last night. It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
In the stands in the right center field bleachers, high-fiving people that you don't know, and the atmosphere was just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Wayne should be kissing his feet.
Right.
And I'd like to know how many fans are going to show up to see Cincinnati tomorrow.
I thought it's Montreal.
Whatever. I mean, does it matter?
Well, yeah, it does matter because Montreal and the Marlins are two of the worst teams in the history of baseball.
Yeah,
and I guarantee if they have 7,000 or 8,000 people a game, it'll be a major miracle.
They'd be lucky. You know, I'm so sick of this Wayne Huizenga dude, man. I go to the game. Tickets weren't that bad, but you get an Avion water, 16 ounces, $2.50.
Yeah.
Get a jumbo hot dog that looks like a Vienna sausage for $3.50.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you one thing, after I went and saw McGwire, it's the only reason I went. I will not ever give another dime to this guy. Ever. And one other thing.
I always liked Avis myself, you know what?
Yeah.
Big Avis fan.
I just sit there and think of his ugly, pimply head, and I just almost get sick. Cause I see a waste management signs all over, and he's got, all the prices jacked up, and it just makes me want to get sick. What I'd like to do is stick Huizenga's ugly, pimply, geeky face in one of those dumpsters, along with his $1.7 billion, and say, "See ya, have a nice life."
Mm-hmm. Maybe you want to go around Once Upon a Time in America, watch the end of that movie. It might give you some hope. You know what I'm talking about? That's where James Woods got the zit.
Asshole. Oh! And Wayne Huizenga's such an asshole.
Remember Hell's a Papa? That was Zit's a Papa.
He yelled at Mandich, that greedy turd.
All right.
Because he wouldn't take a shower with Hank Goldberg. Asshole.
You turd.
H. Wayne Huizenga's such an asshole. He's just like Hitler and Eva Braun. What's that he's pounding on? is dropped dead right away.
Yeah, I was listening to Hank on the way home yesterday, and Hank, right out of the box, was ripping Wayne a major ass. Right there at PP Park, too, no less. And I thought to myself, oh! 125 on 560 WQM, while the other QAM.
What the f***'s going on with Dayton Broward?
So, kid, you want a career in the Navy. What do you think you'd like to do?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Do they have a cruise director?
No. Why do you want to join, son?
Oh, I don't know. Something about a crisp white bell-bottom uniform with a snappy little black tie and a Shirley Temple hat that says, I'm clean and ready for inspection, sir. Do they have a poop deck? I sure would like to play on that. That's a funny word. Poop deck, poop deck, poop deck. Do they serve Mai Tais on the ship? Oh, sail away!
Okay, 129 at 560 WQM. Boy, we're sure enough consistent on that whammy show, aren't we? Are we consistent? 9:30 last night, a 0.5 rating and a 1 share. 10:30, 0.5 rating and a 1 share. MASH at 11 o'clock, 0.2 rating and a 0 share. So how do you like that? They thought MASH was going to be the savior. I promoted the hell out of that. I guess they've had enough of Alan Alda, like all the rest of us. They can't stand it. 1:30 in the morning, we had a 0.2 rating and a 1 share. So we had 1 shares right up and down the line, okay? We got the big 1, which ain't nothing to write home about, but compared to MASH, 2 open lines in Dade, 1 in Broward, 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Neil?
sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Okay, I listen to your show all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I listened to you when you was on IOD. And,
yeah.
I mean, you was a blast over there. It seemed like you was like real intense over there, but you
I was intense over there and I'm not here, is that what you're saying?
You good over here. Oh, I mean,
okay, but not as
more
intense?
smoother.
I'm what?
Smoother over here. You was intense over there.
I'm smoother?
Yeah, I would say so.
What does that mean?
It's just...
You mean like my legs or my ass? Or
no, it's just
my
like
bald spot? I think my
organized.
bald spot is smoother because there's not much there anymore.
Right. Well, listen, bear with me for a minute because I was listening to you talk about President McGwire and whatnot.
President McGwire?
And I mean... Hello?
I'm listening.
Okay.
Why do you think I hung up on you just because I said President McGwire? I think he could win it right now. Don't you?
Yeah, he probably could.
If you had to choose between Mark McGwire and Newt Gingrich, who'd you vote for?
Probably McGwire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'd vote for Jerry McGuire. And I can't stand Tom Cruise.
Well, listen, you know, it's amazing that, you know, I hear about all of the old days and, you know, all of the heroes of the old days and the presidents and stuff like that. But, you know, you can't really have a hero in today's society because there's always like a knock on them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
everybody's looking to knock him down. That's right.
Yeah.
See, when Babe Ruth was drinking all that booze and all that moonshine, all that illegal crap down there in the 20s, nobody talked about it. They all knew he was doing it, but it wasn't something they talked about because he was a hero to millions of kids and people. And why the hell have you got to knock everybody down? But today, with all this tabloid bull crap, that's everybody salivates to try to knock everybody down, which is very easy to do.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you agree with me on that.
Yes, I do.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and I know you know, real busy or whatnot.
Yes, I am.
But I was watching HBO. What is it? HBO? One of those
damn things, yeah.
And I saw Celebrity Deathmatch, right? And I thought about you because I know how your views is on a lot of the movie stars and stuff like that.
On MTV, right?
Yeah, and they pit the stars against each other, and I thought about you because I know that's something that you always like advocate, that they like just like us. They down to earth and they do all of the wrong things just like we do.
That's right, and they take up just like we do. And sometimes get bloody diarrhea too. Have a great day, pal.
All right, you too.
And be smooth. Okay, we have one open line in Dade, 1 in Broward. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line on your sports misinformation station, where the callers from one show to another call in with more bullcrap, more lies, more deceit. Hey, that Felix Potvin deal, that's just about done, eh?
No.
It's done, all right. It's finito. History ain't gonna happen. Somebody must have made a phone call to Mike Smith up there in Toronto and said, it ain't Niedermeyer, it's you that need to have your head examined. And we heard that fat Neil saying that the other day. He said, you know, you got a point. No more of that Brian Murray crap. We ain't speaking to him no more. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil.
Now that George is going to do the show on Monday,
Yeah.
can we look forward to like a Georgia night, one night on Emmy?
I don't know. I never thought about that. Are they going to put it on the TV? Are they going to show them on
They're
the
going
show?
to tape it, edit it, and then let the Israelis, the crazy Israelis, decide.
Oh, isn't that something? These guys, they got to take it to committee. Those two skinhead Nazis they got, Maddie and Binky, they're going to edit the shows, then they'll take them and let them watch it and see if George does a fine enough job. I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Yeah, you ought to talk to them. Tell them to put it on. Think
Exactly.
Cool. Listen,
What's wrong with having some little spick on there?
Yeah, right. Also, Saturday night, I happened to go to a wedding of an old former co-worker of yours.
Yeah.
Remember Gail Not So Bright?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice lady.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I remember when she used to talk a lot on the show. And last but not least,
Yes, sir?
Catherine, I love you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we have an open line at Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I used to be much more intense on that other station. That was an interesting comment. I think he's got a very good point. He doesn't? Yes, he does, on that old
WIOD. Oh, I hate that station.
But here I'm a lot smoother. That's right. I've smoothed out all those big wrinkly, just one big blob of fat. You got it. I think Fat Joe showed me the ropes. Or was that on that Kenneth's frequency thing? Nobody wants to see a man with a snake, Nels. Here's Hallandale. Hello.
Yeah, listen, I didn't go to any of the baseball games.
Yes?
I don't see what's so exciting about watching a guy hit against minor league pitchers.
Yeah. What does that mean?
What's Mark McGwire?
How about the Braves? Didn't he play every team, including the teams like San Diego and Houston and Atlanta? They got great pitching. Didn't he hit against all the same teams that everybody else did, sir? Blow it out your ass. Another sourpuss. Go back to New York, you old fart, okay? Another one that needs to go on a subway with Bernard Getz, have a little chat, and then do a dirt nap, okay? That's what you need. Nobody's going to force you to go. The people that did go thought it was exciting, and that's just what I'm talking. He ought to elope with Pat from Pompano Park. What do you need 3 for? Sourpuss wants to pee on everybody else's parade. Wants to diminish this guy's accomplishments. Everything is relative, pal, in its own time. And he's playing against all the same pitchers, hitting against the same guys that everybody else in the league is doing. And so if it's so easy, then how come everybody else isn't hitting 59 and 65 and however many home runs he's going to wind up hitting? If it's so easy. And how come he hit 58 last year when the Marlins won the World Series and had a hell of a lot better pitching? How come he did that? And doesn't he bat against Kevin Brown and Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine and all those other great pitchers in the league? Yeah, well, so what are you talking about? What you're talking about is that you don't know your ass from your elbow, and like a lot of your other kind there in Hallandale, you just got a big fat mouth like Sonny Rosenberg, and pop, 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 pop. You know, sir, talk is cheap, okay? Anybody with a big mouth can spot out a lot of crap, and you're doing it. Go wipe. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? I just want to say your TV show's great and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to the game last night, and I thought it was an awesome game.
Yeah, what the hell? Did you hear this last guy?
Yeah, I did. I can't believe that guy, but what do you expect from, like, a New Yorker or something?
I mean, how can anybody not have a good time being caught up in the midst of all this excitement? And what's wrong with that?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
Why does everybody have to find something negative in the middle of something that people are excited and enthused about? There's nothing negative about it.
Yeah,
they have to dissect it.
I saw him last year over there in San Diego. I was living in San Diego for a while.
Right.
And then when I came out here, you know, I thought I'd be able to watch the Marlins, and then Wayne Huizenga gets up there and
the Marlins all disappeared, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, just when baseball's getting great out here, you know, I just can't believe it.
Well, welcome to South Florida, man.
Yeah, well, I grew up here, and I used to watch the Baltimore Orioles play. And when they finally got Major League Baseball out here, I thought, all right, great. And then he brings it out here, and then he takes it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all my material.
Have a great day, pal.
You too, now.
See ya. Yeah, that Wayne, he's not only an Indian giver, he's if you ask me, he's a
Indian killer.
That's what he is. We have an open line in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. What do you need 3 for? Seriously, as long as I live, that will never leave my mind. That moment last night, walking into Pompano Park, and this nosy busybody who has no business sticking her nose into my programs, free or otherwise. In fact, I don't want to sound like some kind of prima donna, but many a night in the olden days, in the last few years, when I could have waited around for a free program, but I didn't want to stand and wait around and go upstairs and snore them from somebody, I put out my own couple of bucks there and bought them myself. Makes no difference to me. It's insignificant in the course of my life. The $2 for that program isn't going to change my life, and it's not for me. It's for my friend Derek anyway, okay? And the $2 don't make that much difference to him either. Okay, Pat? But let me just answer you very simply, none ya, as in none of your goddamn business. 22 before 2 at 560
WQAM.
You're a bastard.
They're two Miami cops with a hot new beat. They're on the streets fighting crime.
Hey, Pops, that's a handicapped face there.
Yeah.
In Hallandale Vice.
We got a problem. The Gray Gang is up to their old tricks.
Lieutenant, isn't that the group of senior citizens who went around trying to get the early bird special after 7?
Yeah, they're back in town.
Let's go get them.
They'll stop at nothing to clean up the streets.
Hey, lady, you can't cross here. You'll have to cross at the light.
And they're determined to clean up the smuggling business.
All right, sister, you're under arrest.
Oh, so now you're arresting my wife. What's the charge?
Possession of powder. Open that purse, Tubbs. Let's see that white stuff. Yeah, just a thought. She's got over 100 bags in here.
Of what?
Sweet and low. From that restaurant you just came out of. Let's take them in.
Yes, they're a couple of hit Miami cops on a hot new beat in Hallandale Vice. Premiering this fall on MBZ.
You see, what's most disgusting about that guy 2 calls ago, the old fart from Hallandale who wants to pee on everybody's parade, you know, he's entitled to feel that way. He can live in the past. He can keep trying to diminish the significance of these achievements today. That's fine. But why does he feel he has to share it with everybody else? That's the thing that disturbs me, because that's the South Florida syndrome. Misery loves company. They want to, because they can't stand all these other people having a good time, getting a little, and I don't hear like a million people calling in today all excited and worked up like you'd expect on this show or any of the other shows, by the way. Hey, what's the odds on a game on Sunday, and what's the overs and unders? See, that's not sports talk. That's crap. That's garbage. That's instant tune-out. That's reach for the CD, reach for the button. I'll keep saying it over and over again. And those of you people that want to call the other shows on this station and keep doing that, I'm telling you, man, you're sure not doing any service for us. It's an instant tune-out. So the fact that there are people who were at any of these games the last 3 nights, or maybe 2 or all 3 of them, and had a great time, and the town got whipped up into a frenzy, and people are excited about something positive, and it's on the front page of both papers. This guy can't stand that. Because he wants the rest of us to be grumbling and miserable just like he is. And that's the South Florida way, primarily because the old farts run this town. That's why we don't have any casino gambling. That's why we don't have any nightlife. That's why we have no spring break anymore. That's why we have crappy education, because the old farts run this goddamn town. Everything has to be catered to them. Because the politicians quake in their boots, because these are the old farts, they got nothing else to do. They're the ones that go out and vote. For what, I don't know, but nevertheless, they're the ones that the politicians feel they have to bend over for. The Gray Panthers. Here's a lady mobile in Weston. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
2 things I wanted to tell you. First, I'm Sal. It's Sal from Soleil Water.
Yeah.
He's across the street neighbor. I talked to you before.
Great guy.
Couldn't
Love
get
you,
him to
Sal.
go. Had extra tickets. Could not get him to go to the game with us. But anyways, 2 things I wanted to tell you. One thing that I found funny. I was at last night's game and the night before. And it's the first time I've been to a game where everybody cheered for the other team.
Right.
Because every time they got a hit, every time they got a walk, anything, just so that McGwire would come up more often.
Right, they could get more at-bats, right.
Yeah, so everybody's booing the Marlins. They're cheering for McGuire's team. And it was great. It was exciting.
Excellent.
Nobody cared what went on between any time, anything other than when McGwire was up.
Right.
As soon as he got up, everybody's screaming, sit down, and nobody could be in your way.
Where else could you go to a ball game, have the home team get wowed 14-4, and have 45,000 people jammed into the ballpark, euphoric and hysterical and enthused, and leaving with a big smile on their puss?
But all cheering for the wrong team.
Well, in this case, the right team.
Which was kind of funny. But I got to tell you something. The other day, I was listening. We live in Weston, and I heard that Hank is on, he was at the Sporting Brews. So I told my husband, come on, let's take the kids. We'll go up to the Sporting Brews. We'll go see Hank Goldberg. My 6-year-old daughter, anytime she hears his name, he's not Hank Goldberg, he's a hippopotamus. So we figured he wouldn't let me take her in there because he was afraid that she would yell it. And if you go to the zoo and you say, look, there's a hippopotamus, no, Mom, that's Hank Goldberg.
Oh, God.
So got her trained well.
Well, thanks for not doing it. Hank, thanks you, too. Have a great day. Okay, we have an open line in Dade and one in Broward. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Well, we sure haven't played that in a long time, have we? We don't still have that in here. Huh? Do we have that in here?
It's not just Hank Goldberg. It's a hippopotamus.
Okay, so we're fat. Okay, big deal. Where are we going? Let's go to Miami. Hello. Miami. Buenos dias.
What's up? How you doing, sir?
Okay, sir.
Can I call somebody a douchebag?
Yeah, go ahead. Call him up on the phone. Tell him, hey, you're a douchebag, asshole. Call him whatever you want. It's America. 2 open lines in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, I'm telling you, black beans and rice, it affects your whole body, not just it affects your thinking process. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Hey, Neil, it's a goddamn shame, man. I was at the game the other night with my 2 little boys, and I got kicked out the stadium when McGwire hit the home run to the upper deck. I get kicked out the damn stadium because it's like they say I ripped the damn tarp up there over the seat.
Yeah.
What is this damn town coming to,
Exactly.
man?
What the hell's wrong with these bastards?
I guess that's how Pingle and Lynch mark.
I guess Wayne can't afford that tarp, times are getting pretty tough. That stock is down to 15 and change today. Don't do it again, pal. Don't do it again because times are getting tough for Baldy. Politicians getting defeated because they swung a few votes his way. You're out. Anybody that ever even spoke to him shook his hand. You're out. He runs into John Hirschbeck. You're out. Yeah, but the game's not. You're out anyway. That's the way it goes. What comes around goes around. And, of course, he likes to blame the media, blame everybody else. He's got no one to blame but himself. He came in here, all of us, with open arms. Oh, my God, we love you. Thank you. You brought us baseball. You brought us hockey. You brought us all kinds of good stuff. You're going to bring us Blockbuster Park and build us that great new stadium. Oh, you're not? And that was the beginning. That was one of the first big lies when they sold Blockbuster to Viacom, and all of a sudden Blockbuster Park became a bunch of crap, another fantasy, just like Greg Reed giving $15 million to buy part of the Marlins. More fantasy talk, bull crap. And then from there it got worse. And he did that famous interview in Tropic Magazine or Sunshine, and he said, I didn't get into baseball for the fans. I got into it to make money, for profit. And all of a sudden, at that point, many of us, including yours truly, said, hey, wait a minute, this guy ain't no Sandy Claus after all. I mean, we don't begrudge a guy making some money, but this guy's got more money than we'll ever see in our 10 lifetimes. And what kind of a thing is that to say? See, public relations, forget about it. It's not in their vocabulary. They don't care about it. They think they can just bully and muscle their way through, which you do in the garbage business. You can do it in the video business because you gobble up all the small guys, put them out of business. But you can't muscle and bully people into buying tickets to support a sports franchise or to build your stadiums. And so then they put on a charade with, the Panthers are leaving, the Panthers are bada beep, bada boop, bada boop. And then they lucked into that big season, and all of a sudden, we got to scramble around and find a way to build in that arena in Broward, and they did. And they thought, we can do that anytime we feel like it. So now I'm going to go out and buy a World Series. They never expected a World Series, but buy a real great team, which won the pennant and then the World Series. And he thought, for sure now we got to start threatening them right on the heels. They weren't even finished propping the champagne corks. Well, enjoy it while you can because bada beep, bada boop, we lost money. In other words, you better build us a stadium or we're leaving. The same old tired tactics. And finally people said, you know what? Stuff it up your ass, okay, Wayne? We're tired of your bullcrap. We're tired of your crying and belly aching. Build you this, build you that. Put your own goddamn money out. At least Mickey Arison, I can't say much for him, but at least he stuck his own money out to build that American Airlines thing downtown in Miami. Even though it was like a shady deal. But nevertheless. And here's a guy that's worth almost $2 billion, and he's crying, well, nobody's going to build me a stadium. F&A, they're not going to build you no stadium, Baldy. So don't look to be blaming the media or anybody else. It's your own actions, your own words, your own being an asshole. That's the problem, Wayne. Plain and simple. 10 before 2 at 560 WQM. If you...
Section 4, no, he had none. I heard Neil Rogers saying how Wayne still wanted more. I went to see the Panthers, but Wayne had locked the doors. It's 100 degrees at halftime, but I can't find no beer. Now I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the way.
And, of course, the limitations of time prevent me from going into all the details and rehashing all the ugly specifics. Like the Florida Panthers stock that, he played on the euphoria of time from the Panthers trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. And here comes the Florida Panthers stock. Let's go public, baby. And then all of a sudden, Wayne and his buddies were buying up all these hotels, which they already happen to own with that Panther stock. That's right, all those millions that they were getting in there, and they're buying up all these hotels back from themselves, stuffing the profits into their pockets and saying, oh, by the way, guess what? We're going to disassociate the Panthers from the stock now because that's been losing money for us. And we're now in the hotel business, even though we sold you Florida Panther stock. I mean, just absolutely one scam after another one. Just stuffing the public right deep inside there. Rectum. And then wondering, oh, gee, they won't build me no stadium. They don't like me. I can't figure that out. Yeah, we have a tough time figuring it out, Wayne. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Before God, and I mean get off your knees, too. Listen, Neil, I need your help.
Yes.
I need you to tell me where all the good atheist women are. I keep meeting all these archaic bitches who believe in all this mumbo-jumbo.
Yeah.
God. Oh, my God. Listen, I met this one girl. She tells me, how can you say you don't believe in God? You should be embarrassing yourself. I said, why should I be embarrassed with myself? Because I feel like my mind has evolved more than believing some, and the thing...
Superstitious crap, I think.
And to me, black women should be even more rebellious about this crap because the same people who enslaved them gave them this book and said, look, you may not be anything now. You may be going through all this crap during your real life, but when you die, then you can expect some kind of reward for all the hardship.
Right.
Give me a break.
For putting up with slavery and all this other bull crap, right.
Give me a break. I mean, it seems like every woman I meet is some kind of way. She's like, oh, God is... I met this one girl, she told me God talks to her.
Really?
Yeah, she said he talked to her. I said, what did he say?
Maybe it was...
Neil, God!
That's who it was.
She said, God talked. I said, what did he say? She goes, I can't tell you. It's between me and God.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll work on that tomorrow, pal. We're going to put a call out for a black atheist a woman out there
That's
tomorrow.
what I need, a good black atheist woman.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck, pal. God bless you. God bless him. Oh. What do you need 3 for? Get out of here, all right, Pat. Get away from me. Remember that movie, Pat? That was the best. Was that the name of the movie, Pat? Oh, that was...
Here's Pat, or something like that.
Yeah, here is Pat. And there she was. There it was. In fact, I think that's the Pat. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, what's going on?
How you doing, sir?
You know what pisses me off?
And what is that?
Old geezer in Hollandale who's on putts and got his head up his ass.
Uh-huh.
It's the same attitude that everybody was hitting Maris with when he was going to break Babe Ruth's record.
Oh, it's not 154 games, it's 162. Well, what the hell difference does it make? The fact is that the way I look at it as far as the records, if you want to be a purist, there is pre-expansion when there was 8 teams in each league, and then there's post-expansion if you want to have a dividing line. But, a season is a season. Whatever we call a season now, that's what a season is. And the only reason they put the asterisk in there is because Ford Frick was good buddies with Babe Ruth, and he was the one that kept lobbying for them to put the asterisk in the record book to diminish Maris's record.
Well, the cool thing is, it's not that cool. He was dead already, but they have removed the asterisk. But the whole point about it is that...
After they made his hair fall out and die of cancer, yeah.
Yeah, why does everybody have to piss on his parade? You know what I thought about cool at the stadium? Man, we were respected all over the country. I was listening to some national radio shows. They were playing the tape of the Marlins fans cheering McGwire. That's the way it should be.
Exactly. We finally got some good press, even though it was not somebody on our team, but nevertheless, we finally got some good publicity. The people filled the joint up. And here is finally something positive. And the callers on this radio station the last 2 days, all they want to do, like you say, is pee on the parade.
Screw them out. Give them hell.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
God bless us. Yeah, I have no room in my life for all the sourpusses out there. If you want to find a dark lining in the middle of every silver thing, that's up to you, okay? But I refuse to share in your negativity and hostility. There's plenty of other things to be negative about, like the market. And even that's not all so bad now. The Dow's only down about 63 points after being down as much as I saw about 100 and some odd. It was pretty odd. It looked like it was going to be a real bad day. Now it's kind of like menza, something like that, whatever the hell that means. Okay, tomorrow we're going to find some atheist women out there for all you people out there with brains, with minds, who aren't just believing in that old black magic and all that mumbo-jumbo and crap, and men with the wrestling with snakes. I'm going to tell you right now, my mother knows what it's all about. She says nobody wants to see a man wrestling with a snake. How about one like this? So anyway, Hank Goldberg's coming up from Shula Steak 2 next, and like I said, let's go Marlins. Can't lose tonight.
Show.